In the vast and open world of Minecraft, nearly every item has its own purpose. The pickaxe breaks stone, the sword slays monsters. Wood becomes planks, planks become sticks, sticks become tools. Even the dirt block serves its own function, filling holes, building platforms, and growing crops. Minecraft's universe operates on instrumental reasoning so pure that speedrunners have reduced the path from spawn to the dragon to a mere matter of minutes. Every item slots neatly into the great machine of progress. Every item, that is, except one. The poisonous potato sits in your inventory like a question mark made tangible. It cannot be baked into something edible. It can't be planted to grow more potatoes. Only the regular ones can do that. And when consumed, it offers a pitiful half of a hunger point, while also having a 60% chance to poison you for 5 seconds. In a game where players calculate the exact optimal food to saturation ratios, the poisonous potato stands out as a monument of futility. And that is precisely what makes this item extraordinary. The poisonous potato is perhaps the most profoundly useful philosophical artifact in all of Minecraft, not despite its usefulness, but because of it. This is a story about how something as laughable as the poisonous potato can reveal deeper truths about the game, the player, and even about life itself. Albert Camus once wrote that the absurd is born from the confrontation between our human need for meaning and the unreasonable silence of the world. We cry out for purpose, for reason, for some cosmic logic to explain our existence, and the universe responds with nothing but indifference. This is the fundamental tension of the human condition, and it finds its perfect embodiment in, of all things, a poisonous potato. Let's consider the profound contradiction at the heart of this item. Food, by definition, nourishes. Poison, by definition, harms. The poisonous potato is a both and a neither. A food item that betrays its own purpose. A contradiction given form. And how do players respond to this absurdity? Some hoard poisonous potatoes in chests, unable to throw away something so weirdly wrong. They become collectors of this contradiction, curators of the absurd. Others toss them into lava immediately, rejecting the paradox, and trying to restore order in their world. But the most philosophical players will eat them. And these people are Camus' rebellious spirit made manifest. Just as Sisyphus pushes his boulder up the mountain, knowing it will roll back down, the Minecraft player eats the poisonous potato, knowing that it will likely poison them. And in that moment of deliberate, meaningless choice, they assert their freedom against an indifferent universe. In this way, the poisonous potato becomes our boulder. Every time we find one while harvesting our potato farms, we face the same existential question. What do we do with the meaningless? Do we pretend it has purpose? Do we destroy it? Or do we embrace it? The poisonous potato teaches us what Camus already knew. The absurd doesn't require us to find meaning. It invites us to create it through our response. Every player who has ever eaten a poisonous potato, grinning as their health bar turns green, has unknowingly performed a small act of existential rebellion. They have pushed the boulder up the hill, knowing full well it serves no purpose, and found joy in the pushing itself. So one must imagine the poisoned player happy. Friedrich Nietzsche spent his entire philosophical career taking a hammer to humanity's most cherished binaries. Good and evil, he argued, were not just cosmic truths, but human constructs, imposed by the weak to constrain the strong. Truth and falsehood, master and slave, Apollo and Dionysus, all these neat categories that we use to organize our world are, in Nietzsche's view, far more fluid than we dare to admit. Consider how Minecraft players typically approach the game. Visit any forum, wiki, or YouTube guide, and you'll find the same refrains. What's the best food? What's the most efficient farm? What's the best enchantment setup? Minecraft is a game that has been dissected into spreadsheets of numbers, and each item has been ranked into a hierarchy of utility. This is the world of the last man that Nietzsche warned against. A world where everything is calculated for comfort and efficiency, where risk is minimized and mystery is eliminated. The modern Minecraft player is armed with wikis and optimal strategies, and has become a member of what Nietzsche would call the herd. And then there's the poisonous potato. It sits outside of this framework. It cannot even be placed on the spectrum because it subverts it so much. It is anti-useful. And the player who chooses to keep the poisonous potato, who dedicates their precious inventory space just to hold this monument to anti-utility, performs an act of will to power. Power over oneself and one's values. While the herd chases efficiency, the free spirit collects poisonous potatoes. While others calculate the exact number of blocks needed for their mob farm, the Nietzschean player eats the poison for breakfast. Not because it is wise or useful, but because they have chosen to value something beyond utility. Nietzsche once wrote, "You must have the chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." The poisonous potato is that chaos. And to the player that embraces it, who sees beyond the binary of useful and useless, that player dances. They become a creator of values in a world that thought it had calculated them all. Martin Heidegger, perhaps more than any other philosopher, was obsessed with the question of being. In his meditations on existence, he distinguished between two fundamental ways we encounter objects in the world: Zuhandenheit, or readiness to hand, and Vorhandenheit, or presence at hand. And nowhere in Minecraft is this distinction more perfectly made than in the poisonous potato. Consider how you interact with most items in Minecraft. You don't ever think about your pickaxe, you just mine with it. The tool withdraws to the background of your consciousness, and becomes an extension of your intention. When you're building, you don't contemplate the nature of the wooden planks. They simply flow from your inventory into the world, serving their purpose without demanding attention. This is Zuhandenheit, where objects exist primarily through their use and disappear into their function. But then you stumble across a poisonous potato, and now suddenly, the flow of purposeful action comes to a halt. Here is an object that has no integration into your projects or designs. You can't really use it for anything. It sits in your inventory like a question mark, demanding attention for what it is, rather than what it can do. The poisonous potato forces a shift from Zuhandenheit to Vorhandenheit, from readiness to hand to presence at hand. Think about the last time you found a poisonous potato. Did you immediately throw it away? Or did you pause and contemplate this strange object that serves no purpose? That pause, that moment of stepping back from the flow of purposeful action to simply regard something in its being, is what Heidegger considered the beginning of all genuine thinking. And in a game entirely built on manipulation and transformation, where every tree becomes plank, every ore becomes ingots, the poisonous potato stands as a monument to being. It resists our projects, and refuses to be merely equipment. It only insists on being encountered as what it is, a thing, present before us, demanding nothing but acknowledgement of its own existence. So then what does it mean for something to be? The poisonous potato doesn't answer this question. But unlike every other item in Minecraft, it has the audacity to ask it. We began this journey with a simple question. What possible value could there be in an item that actively harms the user? Minecraft is fundamentally a game about shaping. We shape the terrain with our tools, structures with blocks, and we shape our future in the game with our choices. We are the masters of transformation, and bend everything in the game to our own purpose. But the poisonous potato is the only thing in Minecraft that doesn't oblige to this relationship. We don't shape the poisonous potato. It shapes us. It forces us to confront a choice with no clear benefit, no promise of gain or reward. In a world defined by control, the poisonous potato becomes a test of curiosity, of freedom, of absurdity. And in that sense, The poisonous potato might just be the most useful item in all of Minecraft.